No, I certainly would have liked it a little bit more, but I mean, it was a very challenging surface. With the new ball, it was really quite steep tennis bally bounce and a little bit of sideways, and then it spun a little bit as well. And look, they bowled beautifully, and naturally picking up early wickets kind of put us on the back foot, and they were able to do that sort of throughout the innings, so it made it quite difficult to get momentum, but we would have liked a few more for sure.
And Kane, we know you went here last season, but the Sunrise have gone 6-0 over Super Giants in the last 2 years. Just what is it about? What are the boys saying? What is it about the Sunrise side that they just can't find a way?
Yeah, I mean they're a very good side. Clearly had a lot of success, and have a lot of good pieces to their puzzle, and playing with some rhythm now. And for us, it's important to try and find that, make those subtle adjustments. Some of the conditions sort of haven't lent itself to rhythm play, so it's actually finding a way to be competitive, and we go back home now to Durban, our home ground, and important we try and make some of those small improvements.
And finally, with your first SA20, what was it like at St George's Park, just the atmosphere, the noise, and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, disappointing to be on the wrong side of the result, but the atmosphere is just incredible, and I remember it fondly about, goodness me, 13 years ago I think it was, when I played a test match here. So the opportunity to come back and see a full house, and really quite special, to be honest. So would have been nice to be on the right side, but I suppose they were singing a bit louder because their team was had their noses in front. But a special place to play.
Thank you for the opportunity, Kane. Congratulations on the result, but well batted. Losing 4 wickets in the power play is not something any team strives for. Would you say that is down to mental lapses on the batter's end, or would you say that the home side used the conditions particularly well?
Yeah, I mean they were really clinical, on that surface where they hit a hard length. In a lot of ways, it was hitting a test match length where it was sort of top of the pads, and they didn't really miss throughout that power play. And naturally in T20 cricket, you've got to try and take a few options on, and that was really quite tough. Look, 115 is not where we want it to be, but you do have to take some risks, and not ideal being 4 down in a power play, obviously. So it makes life a little bit more challenging. But at the same time, we do need our players to keep going out, playing with a bit of freedom and a bit of smarts, and like I say, some small adjustments, and we can turn it around.
And three losses on the bounce now. Could you speak a little bit about what the morale is like within the team, and how that can be rectified given that there's such a short space between games?
Yeah, I mean there's lots of experienced heads in that dressing room, and they've all been in these sorts of situations before, and the games come thick and fast. There's sort of one day between each, and I think it's just keep coming back to those basics, and not sort of overreacting. We know that there's a lot of fantastic players in that dressing room, and it's about doing it collectively, and making those small improvements, which we'll certainly talk about a little bit after today's game.
5 games left for you guys. 2 for the next 2 at least will be at home. How important do you think it is just to try and get a win or 2 under the belt and build that momentum back up again?
Yeah, I mean naturally every game that you play, it's there's that intention to win it, but I think for us it's looking to make improvements, getting nice and clear, and when you do have a few losses, some of those things are highlighted, so that'll be important for us. Just get nice and clear, keep going out, playing with that freedom, trusting in what we have, which is a lot of quality in that dressing room. And look, all the teams are strong, so it's about focusing on what we want to do and how we want to do it.
Kane, just a comment and 2 questions from me. First of all, it's a pleasure and an honor to have someone of your stature, not only here in South Africa playing the SA20, but to watch you bat out there in America. It's just a pleasure and honor to watch you first and foremost. I guess my first question adds on to Amir's other question, where now it's just 1 win in your first 5 games with 1 match being rained out. What does the conversation now become in the locker room? You're someone yourself who's a leader, a world-renowned leader, of cricket. What does the conversation now become after only just one win with 5 more matches to go?
Yeah, for me it's about just stripping it back a little bit and getting back to some of those basics, those controllables that give us the best chance every time we go out and play. And it's a tough comp, it's a great comp. There's every team's strong, and we do have a good side, and it's about putting those little bits together, and it's small improvements, not big ones. You sometimes off the back of a few losses, it's getting a bit far ahead. Actually, it's staying close, focusing on the little bits we're doing well, trying to adjust in a couple of areas that we can do a bit better, and the results can change. So I think it's a lot of trust involved, and using a bit of experience that we have in that dressing room.
And the second one for me is just, I'm not sure if you agree to the conversation about Aiden Markram batting at number 7, but that's actually where he has his lowest strike rate in that position. If you can talk about what was the thinking behind having bat so far down, knowing that position is actually, for lack of a better word, for T20 cricket at its weakest.
Yeah, I don't think there was any intention of Classy batting at 7. I think because of the situation, he was held back a little bit, I believe, in trying to get ourselves into some position where we could capitalise on an over a 2 to get us a competitive total. Perhaps 135 would give us a chance. So I think tactically it was just trying to hold him back so he didn't have to get exposed too early, really, which I know today was tough because we were in such a tough position early on. So I mean, look, he's clearly the best player in the world in my eyes, and we've been on some tricky surfaces, and it's just trying to complement each other as a unit, whether that's a bat and the ball, and we know what damage he can do, so we're trying to obviously use him as best we can.
Skip, congratulations on the performance this evening. Was that a toss you were happy to lose, or would you also have batted if you wanted?
Yeah, we're very happy to lose, to be honest. We would have batted as well. Thought the boys bowled really well. Having said that, we probably didn't expect as much bounce. But the bounce, if it's nipping a little bit, but there's extra bounce, it makes it feel like it's really doing heaps. So I'm very fortunate to have lost that toss and got first crack at it with the ball.
And given that bowling performance, could you speak about what that does confidence-wise to the group, particularly the batting group, that you're chasing such a modest total?
To be honest, I think our bowlers have been really good throughout the comp. Obviously areas initially in the comp where we identified that we could be better at, and I think they've nailed that since. So they've been unbelievable, and then of course it helps the batters knowing you don't have as much to chase than probably normal. So always a bit of a relief in that regard. I think you need one good partnership and a good power play potentially just to kill the buzz, and hopefully then get over the line from there.
And just finally, obviously we lost the first 3 games for whatever reason, but if you just look at the last 2, what would you say the major differences are between those first 3 and the last 2 where we won both the bonus points?
It's pretty hard to put your finger on it, to be honest. I mean, with the bat, we've been getting off to much better starts. I think the guys in the power play have been really, really good for us. And then with the ball, we've been getting off to really good starts. So we're managing to get in front of the game, whether it be batting or bowling, early on. And I think that helps, obviously, in T20 cricket. When you're behind the game, it normally takes something really special to change things around. But a lot of the conversations in the change room have been about not trying to do extraordinary things to change things around, and pretty much nail the basics and do the ordinary things really, really well. So a bit of that, I would say. I'm sure there's other factors that I can't think of right now, but yeah, the boys have been getting us off to really good starts.
Aiden, great performance today, and hats off to the team for the win. I guess my first question is directed to the power play. That was the best power play that Sunrisers has had so far in the tournament, with that amount of runs conceded, with that many wickets. Would you attribute that to better execution from the bowling side, or was there a change in strategy that allowed you guys to perform so well with that power play?
Look, execution's everything. So yeah, they nailed what they needed to do. Got the balls in the right areas, held length really well, and sort of reaped the rewards from there. So a lot of it is execution. I think on the day you look for things from a tactical point of view that are working and where you can maybe get a bit of a edge. And when you see the ball nipping around, it's hard to not bowl seam throughout that whole power play. So most of it's execution, and then when the boys when they're getting it right, it's pretty tough to face on a wicket like that.
And as yourself as a leader, when you've lost 3 games in a row to start the tournament as the 2-time defending champions, how difficult are those conversations to try and keep the morale up, to try and keep the spirit up, to also galvanize the team to get to this point where you are able to win 2 in a row?
I think a lot of credit has to go to the group as a whole, to be honest. Everyone is pretty bubbly as people and enjoy this competition a hell of a lot. And the secret is probably not getting guys to become too desperate and too panicky. Getting back to the things that we're able to do well, and that sort of gets us in the game. And we know as a team, once we're in the game, we tend to scrap pretty hard and fight our way to some good results. And that's exactly what the guys have been doing.
And then the last one for myself. If you can, talk about the reasons why someone like a Ruler from America who hasn't been lucky enough to be able to be involved so far, because a lot of people have been wondering, in actual fact, as to why you haven't seen him thus far in the tournament.
You've got Liam Dawson in the side, and he's also an incredibly tough guy to leave out. Obviously, Ruler was wonders for us in year 1, but Dawson was equally as good for us in year 2. So he gives that for us. Obviously, he's played some good knocks with the bat as well last year and throughout his T20 career. And the opportunities that he's got so far in the comp, he's been taking them with both hands. So it becomes tough then to leave him out and play Ruler. Trust me, we're trying our absolute best to find a way to get Ruler in the team. He's one of those guys that you really want on the park, but unfortunately, because of how things are structured just for now, it's been tough to get him in.
Cricket is a game that plays on the mind a little bit. And, I mean, and personally, as a captain, you've got a lot of things to take care of. You get 2 ducks, you got catch. Does that stuff ever flow in your head, or you just go, I've got to go the next day?
Yeah, games come so quickly nowadays, you almost just got to crack on. From a pride point of view, obviously it does affect you. You're not be a human if it doesn't affect you. So it was a bit bleak after that, especially after the pole game specifically. But I mean, those things happen. You hit a shot, you get out, you get a good ball, you're out, and next thing you've got back-to-back ducks. So try not delve too deeply into the reasons why, but use it to fire you up and try and make sure it doesn't happen again.
And also, if you look at Russell spoke about the build-up, things weren't going so well, edges were being taken, and things like that. But in both in 2 games, you get 2 overs, it goes to 5. Is that just like those small little things that suddenly go in your favour, and you know what, it's actually going our way again?
Yeah, cricket works that way. I'm a firm believer of it. When you have momentum on your side, when you're playing good cricket, you get the rub of the green. When it's a tough period like it was for us in the first 3 games, balls just fall overheads, balls just don't carry, direct hits happen. So all those things, it's just the way the game works for some reason. I can't tell you why, but when you see those things happen, it gives you a bit of belief that things might be turning.
And lastly, you've got 2 games on the bounce with 3 this week. Is this place honestly a drop, man, the way they just keep coming out and making a hell of a lot of noise?
Yeah, they're unbelievable. Even chatting to a guy like Kane Williamson after the game, and he said he's never experienced a unique vibe like that. So obviously really loud, but unique in its Orange Army PE sort of way. So definitely pumps you up. Definitely they get behind you, especially when you get ahead of the game, and sort of carry you through little moments of the game where you can get on top. So they've been great for us every single year. They've been great for us, and for them to still be coming through and supporting us even after a bit of a dodgy start, it's really special to have.